Despite the growing opposition from community members, plans for the state's largest wind farm in southern Brown County are moving forward.
Now, some people are saying that it's just the beginning of what's to come as the state aggressively pursues alternative energy sources. Fox 11's Lou Hillman continues to take a balanced look at the future of wind development tonight and Wisconsin's wind wars.
It's free, it's everywhere, and some think it's the answer to our ever-increasing energy needs.
Wind is the most feasible resource for most states because of its ability to scale up.
Wind turbines also provide struggling farmers a financial lifeline of thousands of dollars each year.
For me, it's a good thing. I'm all for it.
But as the State Public Service Commission continues to greenlight large-scale wind developments throughout the state, more and more people are speaking out against the projects.
We need to slow down until things get put into place that regulate these industrial monsters to a safe and healthy level that they should be.
Right now, 9 commercial wind farms are operating in the state with a total of more than 300 wind turbines, though 18 more wind farms have been proposed, which could push the number of turbines in the state upwards of 1,000. That includes plans to put wind farms in Manitowoc, Kewaunee, and Calumet counties. But the largest proposal on the table is for 100 turbines in southern Brown County. Called the Ledge Wind Energy Project, it's being developed by a private company from Chicago called Invenergy. 2 of the turbines would be on Gary Kuhlman's property in the town of Morrison.
I've always been a supporter of alternate energy to start with, so it kind of appealed to me as a consumer.
He also stands to pocket roughly $10,000 per year for each turbine. That kind of money can make life a little easier.
Fun money. Probably a vacation.
The push for wind development in the state stems back to 1999 when Wisconsin set its first renewable energy goal. The idea is to find energy sources that are sustainable. Currently, utility companies are required to be providing 10% of electricity from renewable sources by 2015. Experts say right now the utilities are only about halfway there.
Without the standard, though, they have no reason to add more renewable energy.
Michael Vickerman is the director of Renew Wisconsin. The nonprofit group has been advocating for nearly 2 decades for widespread wind development in the state. Vickerman says wind is the best renewable resource Wisconsin has, which is why he predicts a flurry of development in years to come.
Wind will be the workhorse of all the renewable energy family. And that's true also elsewhere in the Midwest.
This issue of wind development has undoubtedly divided communities and pitted neighbors against each other. One of the biggest fights continues to be over how close these massive turbines should be to neighboring properties. Currently, many of the wind turbines are set back about 1,000 feet. That's the distance of around 3 football fields. There are many people, however, who think they should be significantly farther away.
It can have mental and physiological effects on your body. There's also the low frequency sound waves as well as the sound waves that you can hear. And those have negative effects from sleep deprivation to increased blood pressure.
Wind developer Invenergy denies those claims.
There's anecdotal evidence of certain people with problems, but there have been no scientific studies that prove that there are any problems with wind.
Though Gary Kuhlman says he spoke with his neighbors about their concerns before signing up for the project.
If they had told you that they didn't want it here, would you have still gone forward with it?
Probably not. I mean, I value my relationships I have in the neighborhood.
Still, the state has decided it wants to study the impact of wind turbines a little bit more. A 15-member committee was recently formed to advise the Public Service Commission on issues like noise levels and setback distances.
These are legitimate points of disagreement, and the more we can come to terms on those 2 issues, the better off we will all be.
Michael Vickerman is on that committee. Their goal is to come up with standards and rules for permitting large-scale wind projects in the state. Vickerman says uniform requirements are important because many communities have passed their own wind-related laws, some of which are designed to try and slow wind development. Though the local laws may not even matter because approval of large-scale projects ultimately falls in the hands of the PSC.
We have to resolve this issue before the wind industry just gives up on Wisconsin.
Some admit that's what they want.
Whatever happened to using less? And using less to the point where we save and we use what we have more effectively. The wind thing does nothing more than to produce more.
Much like wind itself, the debate over this issue looks to be unending. The PSC says it wants to have standards in place for permitting wind projects by as early as this summer. Officials at Invenergy tell us they hope to start construction on 100 turbines in Brown County by next year. The question is, can these proposals withstand mounting opposition from the people who actually have to live among the wind turbines? That answer is still blowing in the wind. Lou Hillman, Fox 11 News.